What's up, pups? How you guys doing? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Luna's here today as well, sniffing things. You want to be in this video too? Do you want to help me with this video? You can help me with this video. You want to help me? No? Okay, bye. So today I have another story time video for you guys, and yeah, I'm sure that it should be fun. Here we go! So I didn't have like a completely normal childhood upbringing. My parents were very involved with animals, so we moved around a lot. I didn't really have like a typical school experience until high school. My parents took a job back in the States, so we were able to locate to one area and I was able to start high school. So having never been to a school-like establishment before and only ever being homeschooled, it was a little bit of a shock when I went in for my first day and realized that people weren't as nice as I expected them to be. So I met this one guy and a girl, and they were actually very nice to me. So I felt pretty satisfied with my first day of school experience because I ended up making 2 friends out of it. So one day at lunch, I'm taking my tray of food to go sit with my friends, and I passed the table where the most popular girls sit. Luna, no. 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 Why do you bark like that? Huh? So this random dude makes like a sexual joke at me and I didn't know what it meant, and so I'm just like, what? And he keeps repeating it, and finally one of the popular girls goes, "Can you leave her alone?" And so the guy walks away. I start walking again to my table and the girl goes, "Wait, stop, why don't I know you? Like, I don't know who you are, I've never seen you." And I'm like, "Oh, well, I just moved here, like I was homeschooled." And she's like, "Oh my god, sit down with us." And I'm like, okay, what do I do? Because my friends are looking at me, but she wants me to sit down, and she's very popular, so I was just like, alright, let me sit down for a second. So I sit down, I'm talking to them during lunch, whatever. So after lunch, I meet up with my friends. They're like, "Why did you sit down with her?" I'm like, "She was really nice." And my one girlfriend was like, "She is not nice. She's a soul-sucking demon, blah, 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 blah." And I'm like, "Why do you hate her so much?" And then my guy friend was like, "Oh, well, let me tell you." And she's like, "No, no, we're not going there. They're terrible people, but if they want to be your friend, we should totally mess with them, and you should become their friend, and then you can tell us all of the mean things that they say about people." I decide that I will become friends with these popular people. So every day I start sitting with them at lunch and hanging out with them on weekends and hanging out with them after school. And so it starts to get kind of weird because they really enjoy making fun of people. Like, they had an entire book dedicated to making fun of people in our school. And I made a comment offhandedly about my guy friend, who happens to be gay. And they were like, "Oh, that's really funny, put that in the book." And I'm like, ooh, I don't think I was supposed to say that out loud. So over the course of a few months, we did a bunch of weird pranks on her that were actually kind of really mean. We got her boyfriend to break up with her, we got her friends to hate her, we fed her these weird nutrition bars that made her gain weight. So in the group, there was 3 girls. One was most popular and the 2 were kind of like the followers. And somehow, as we were playing all these pranks on her, she became like not as popular, and I kind of took her spot. So now the other girls were looking up to me, and it made me feel really weird, especially because I had a crush on her boyfriend, or was ex-boyfriend, and then they got back together when she found I liked him. It was really strange and weird. And so now I was hanging out with him more because he was tutoring me, even though I really didn't need tutoring. It's this whole other story. One night I hosted a party at my house and I didn't invite her, but I invited everyone else. So the super popular girl gets really mad that I had this party, and so she takes the book where they wrote all of these terrible things about people in our school, photocopies it, and spreads it around school. And she also decided to add in a page about her, so basically she was placing all of the blame for the book on me and the 2 other girls. So we get called into the principal's office, and she's like, "There's only 3 girls in the school who aren't in it," hint hint, like blaming us. It was this whole big debacle. It was so stupid. So because of this ridiculous book, they call a huge meeting of all of the girls in the school, and basically they had us stay there until the end of the school day, like talking about our feelings and all of the, like, it was just admitting like if we've ever said something bad about another person and getting everything out in the open. Eventually, my friend, my real friend, she gets up on stage and tells everyone how myself and her and our other friend came up with this scheme to have me become friends with these 3 chicks and basically ruin their lives. So she outed me in front of everybody. The popular chick runs out of the auditorium and I'm following her like, I don't know what to do. I didn't know if I should apologize or just, I didn't know. So I just followed her and I'm yelling at her to stop walking and she keeps walking. So she finally turns around in the middle of the street. Basically she's screaming at me from in the middle of the street, and neither of us notice that there is a bus coming, and she gets hit by the bus. So she ended up going to the hospital and she was fine, she lived. And I felt really guilty about it for a really long time because, like, what started as like the stupidest of pranks turned into me almost killing somebody. So as this is all going on, now I have like people hating me and people liking me, and somehow I get nominated for like a spring dance queen thing, and I'm like, what? Like, why? It was just, oh, the whole thing was so ridiculous. So on top of all of this craziness going on, I find out that I'm failing math, which is ridiculous because I am like the best at math. So good at math, like it's my favorite subject. I started failing it because I wasn't paying attention in class. Basically, my teacher said in order for me to pass the class, I needed to join this like math group where they do like competitions and stuff. So I joined the math group and we had a competition on the night of the dance. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm not going to the dance because I have to go to this math thing. But I had also gotten grounded for the party that I held at my house. So I ended up leaving my house regardless to go to the math group, and my parents found out that I left, so they're looking for me at the dance, but I'm clearly not there. I'm at the math thing. I ended up winning the math competition, and then afterwards my teacher was like, we should all go to the dance, like it's still occurring and it's early enough, let's go. And I was like, I don't know if I should, I'm grounded. And my teacher was like, well, you're already out, so you might as well go. We drive to the dance and my parents see me as I walk in the door, and so I'm like, oh, all right, here we go. So I start walking over to them, but at that exact moment they announced the winners, like the king and queen of the dance, and I won. So they hand me the crown, and it dawns on me that school dances and like being crowned queen, like it means nothing in the retrospect of things. Like it was so stupid in the grand scheme of things. Like a plastic crown, it means nothing. So I broke the crown into small pieces and I passed them out, and I said, we're all deserving of this crown. In case you're wondering, I took the blame for the book as well because I just decided that it was better to just stop talking about people and just be a real person. And ultimately it taught all of us a lesson. So I'm friends with everybody now. We all kind of went our separate ways, and we have different groups now that we all belong to, but we are all friends, and that's what matters. So basically what I'm saying is that cliques are stupid. Groups of friends mean nothing. After high school, you'll realize that it's just a waste of time. And just be nice to people because there's no point in being a mean girl. Anyway, you guys, if you enjoyed this story time, leave a thumbs up. And if this is the first video that you're seeing of mine, hi, I'm Kayleigh. You should subscribe by hitting that red button right down below, and we can become best friends forever. Links to my Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, and Instagram are also down below. I'll see you guys in a few days with another video. Peace out, trouts.